What's up guys, Damian Keyes here. Welcome back to the channel. So what's it actually like to be a full-time artist and songwriter? Is it all fans and money and interviews and TV appearances and tour buses? Yeah, it really is. But before you quit your day job, let's look into the fundamentals of growing your audience, building up as an artist, releasing music in order to gain the success that you deserve. Now, you've recorded your music and you are ready to release it to the world, but you can't put your music straight to Spotify. You need a third party, which means you need an aggregator. Now, an aggregator might be DistroKid, Ditto, CD Baby, TuneCore, AWOL. There's plenty of these aggregators, and I've done videos on the pros and cons of each of these aggregators, but you need to choose an aggregator that you feel that you want to work with, not someone where you try different ones every single time you release. While you can do that, it's usually better to find one that you enjoy working with and stick with it. Now, when you're uploading your music, you need at least 4 weeks before that release day. Number one, because you need to claim your profile on Spotify, which takes a couple of weeks, and that will verify your profile. You get the little blue tick, which you have when you've claimed your profile. But also, you're going to need banner, you're going to need pictures, you're going to need the about section. And in doing so, you also need to remember that things go wrong. Whichever aggregator you use, there is a chance that something could go wrong. You could upload your track, go to try and claim your profile, something goes wrong, and you have to get in touch with your aggregator, CD Baby, DistroKid, and say something's gone wrong. They will fix it. But again, it's eating into your time. The other reason why you need that 4 weeks is because even when your music does get onto Spotify, you're going to pitch this to playlists, and they need at least 3 weeks before your music comes out. Now, once your music is uploaded to Spotify and you've claimed your profile, you've added your pictures, you've made your little profile, at that point, you're going to need a release date. You don't just want to put your music out and just let it go. We want to pick a release date. Now, this release date will be a Friday. Friday is International Release Day. Now, don't ask me why. It used to be a Tuesday. It was a much better day. A Friday, in my opinion, is a terrible day to release music, but that's the way the system is. That's the way the world has set up on International Release Day, and music gets released on a Friday. Now, the reason you want to release on your Friday is because if there are blogs, if there are playlists, if there are radio DJs, they will be utilizing that time to go and find new music. So if you miss it, and you release it on a Saturday or a Sunday, which you absolutely can do, by the way, a lot of the time, people won't be ready, and you want to give yourself the best chance. Now, unless there's a reason, if you say, like, I'm working all day Friday, I can't promote it, fine, release it on a different day. But just be aware that good practice on the whole is to release music on a Friday. So the music is ready, now you need to get ready, and this is where we build our venue. We build our party that we can start to bring people in on social media. That's right, social media might not have been designed to promote music, but it's probably the best thing that we've got right now to make sure that you can get your message heard, which means you need to choose which platform you're going to promote your music on. Is it going to be YouTube? Is it going to be Instagram? Is it going to be TikTok? Is it going to be Facebook? One piece of advice: I wouldn't do all of them. I wouldn't just say, I'm supposed to be on all of these things because they're there. What I would suggest is picking the right platform for you. If you love being on Facebook, if you love being on Instagram, or if you love being on YouTube, then I would go with that platform. What I wouldn't do is try and take one piece of content and stretch and expand it across all of the other platforms. Now, when you're setting up your socials, you need a consistent URL. This is the chance where you get to set something up. So for me, for example, I'm Damian Keyes, but my YouTube is Damian Keyes and my Instagram is Damian Keyes 1. It's not the end of the world, but I wish they were both just Damian Keyes. Now, if your name is John Smith, you might be John Smith 123 on Instagram. The last thing you want then is the official John Smith on YouTube and John Smith Music on TikTok. It just gets really confusing. Your best bet is to do the research, find a URL that you are happy with, which is vacant across all of the platforms that you want, and go and get it. So once you've set up your socials, we need to start bringing people in. But before we do, we need to make sure that people coming in understand who they're coming in to see. So your hero, your banner, and your bio need to be updated before you invite anybody else in. A good hero picture means when they come in, they will see you and go, I know who you are, or I know what I'm getting myself into. Whereas if it's a picture of a tree, people are going to go, who's this? and then they're probably going to leave. So make sure that your socials are set up with a good hero picture, usually just this area here if it's a solo artist, or if it's a band and you've got a logo, or a very tight picture of the band together. You don't want much space. I need in a very tiny space to know exactly who you are. And then we can start making content. The first thing I would do if I were you is I would get a decent photo shoot. This is your flag in the ground moment. You're about to release music. When you do, you're making a statement. This is who I am. This is who we are. This is what we do. And in which case, people are going to say, okay, I'm watching, you've got my attention. Are they going to come in? Are they going to follow? Are they going to come with you on that journey? When they come into your Instagram, if they see some really great pictures that really sum up that who you are and what you do, they're much more likely to connect and say, I'm interested. I've got that fear of missing out. Let me hit that follow button and wait for the next batch of content. The last thing you want to do is say, I am going to have a music video. I am going to have a photo shoot. But until then, I'll just take some pictures of these views. And this is my lunch. And this is me a selfie after I've just got up. Because people are going to get that first impression. They're going to come in and they're going to say, this is the type of content that I get from here on in. I'm not really interested. So therefore, I'm not going to hit that follow button. Remember, getting attention, getting people in, it's only half the battle. They have to stay in. It's got to be sticky. They've got to come in, they've got to see it and go, got it, I'm in. Now let's take a minute to talk about what success looks like to you when you release music. Most people put a lot of emphasis on Spotify numbers, building those Spotify streams. I personally think this is very overrated, and I'll tell you for why. Let's say you put your music out, it gets onto a playlist and it goes viral and you get 100,000 spins on Spotify. That doesn't necessarily mean people are coming across to your Instagram or your YouTube. It means people have heard the song in a playlist and they're enjoying it. They like it. They might have even added it to their own playlist. That's great. But if we don't have the foundations when it comes to socials, if people don't know who you are, then what happens on the next song? I get this a lot. This question comes through. I got this huge playlist. I've got hundreds of thousands of spins. What do I do next? Go again, I guess, because you can't get hold of those people. 100,000 people who've heard your song on Spotify doesn't mean that you can go and get hold of them. And it doesn't mean they know who you are. All it means is they've listened and potentially they've fallen out of the system. Now, let's say success looks like bringing people into Instagram and holding them there because they're enjoying your performances, they're enjoying your music, they're enjoying your socials, your content, your story. At which point, when you say I've got a new single out, you push them to Spotify, what happens? They come back because they're housed here. Push them to YouTube to watch a video, they come back. Next time they go on Instagram, there you are, right there. Push them somewhere else, next time they go on Instagram, there you are right there. So this is a much better strategy to look at how we bring in audience and fans of your music into Instagram, for example, so that we have access to them to be able to tell them about your songs and your videos. Now, what this means for you is instead of using social media platforms as an advertising strategy to say my music's on Spotify, I'm just going to keep pushing people over there, we're not. We're using it as the venue. We're saying, come in. I'm going to do performances here. I'm going to do new songs here. I'm going to do pictures and stories here. I'm going to do live sessions here. I'm going to build the community here. Yes, my music happens to be over there, but this is the bit that I really provide the value and the music is over there. Because when I go into an Instagram account, you'll have the same thing. And it says, I've got my next gig here. I've got my next song there. I've got my merch coming out. All you're doing is you're saying, do the thing I want you to do. Do the thing I want you to do. Do the thing I want you to do. What does it mean? It means I don't go on your Instagram for very long. And at which point I become a sleeper. I don't see your next batch of posts. Whereas the people who provide me value, I will go across to Spotify, but I will constantly be coming back again. Now that's what measuring success might look like, but your expectations are slightly different. And I want you to have realistic expectations when you're releasing music. Hopefully you'll put a song out and you'll be number one and everyone will know who you are. But that isn't a good strategy for us to work towards. And I want this to be a marathon, not a sprint. I want you to be thinking about the next 10 or 12 releases. Not only because every time you release, you'll get better. Every time you release, you'll bring value to certain people. Every time you release, more people will be talking about you and you'll have things to talk about. The expectations should be one step at a time, improving, learning, enjoying yourself, making music, getting better, enjoying looking after your fan base. Now, if you do all of that as your expectations, one thing happens. It grows one day at a time. One small piece of the puzzle gets attached and it grows a small piece day in, day out. And that is how you have a long-term career rather than a hit and hope, maybe we'll have a one-hit wonder. Now, when you're releasing music, remember these 3 golden rules. Everything is an opportunity, which means you never know who is listening or watching. You might put out your 5th or 10th or 20th single and your friend might share it and their friend might see it, and all of a sudden it's in the hands of someone who can offer you up a really great opportunity. And all of a sudden, maybe you are on that support slot. Maybe you are on that TV performance. Maybe you do have that meeting at that record label. Who knows? Or maybe, just maybe, it just gets in the hands of someone who says, "You're great. I really love your stuff. I'm gonna come back for more." And secondly, this isn't about your one song or your one release. This is about multiple releases, multiple pieces of content, bringing value to an audience over a period of time as the momentum grows, as it gets faster and bigger and more people share and more people are talking about it, and you're providing more fire by providing more value. At that point, things start to grow and these opportunities come up. If you're thinking about just putting something out and hoping for the best, I can tell you on the whole, nothing happens. So your job is to think of this as one day after the next, improving 1% every single day. So if you are releasing music, even if it's for the very first time and you're feeling a bit confused, then why not come and check out DK Music Business Academy? The link's down below. DK MBA has over 50 hours worth of strategies on how you can grow your music, build that fan base, get your music heard, eventually get some kind of return of investment, know how the music industry works. On top of that, there's live sessions with me every single week, and there's a community of like-minded musicians from all over the world who are releasing music that you can bounce ideas and collab off. And we've just introduced Sonar, which is over 7,000 playlist curators that you can get in touch to try and get your music heard. It's a complete no-brainer. So if you are serious about your music, come and check out DK MBA. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Do me a massive favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It does make a huge difference. I will see you again very soon.